It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday night. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Well, the Celtics have their two J's, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Their names are similar, and sometimes people get confused. Brown said, Coach Brad Stevens does it a lot. He draws up the play and says Jaylen, but puts JT on the clipboard. We look at each other like, all right, bro, one of us is going to get the bucket. It doesn't even matter. Kevin, back to you.
Both capable, DA. Thank you. Look at the 76ers starting group. Harris and Embiid together in the middle. Seth Curry is out there with Simmons. And it's Bible in at the 3. And for the Celtics, Brown is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Thompson is out there with Williams. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. Greg, the 2 words you and I don't like the most in this game, load management. Why do we see more of it now than when you played in the game?
A couple of things. I think sports science has evolved, and I've talked to a ton of coaches about this. The reality is that now they don't determine whether or not a guy's going to play. It's going to be the people that work with the strength and conditioning. They determine if a guy is ready to go. Secondly, I would also say the contracts now, the investments that teams have in these assets, you want to try to prolong their careers as long as possible. And so I think it's a smart move from an investment standpoint.
You bring up some great points.
Really good to see Brown drop in the perimeter jumper, showing off his terrific stroke from beyond the arc.
Walker against Simmons. Harris passes to Simmons. Outside Curry. Now the pass to Embiid. Just 3 to shoot from outside the arc. He can't get that one. And the Celtics going the other way now. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
Well, composure, execution, efficiency in a tight ball game is typically what's going to determine the winner.
Here's Simmons. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. And it's Simmons penetrating. And Simmons slams it in.
Simmons putting his outstanding athleticism to use on that drive. A remarkable penetrator who knows exactly how to carve up the defense.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. It's a 3-point game. And so just over a minute and a half played. Tatum against Embiid.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Simmons passes to Embiid. Simmons inside. Tatum on him. Here's Curry with the 3. 76ers with the new shot clock. Embiid, no good.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Walker's shot is off. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Pacers in Indiana.
And you gotta love a team that can maintain its composure on the road. Take good shots and knock them down with confidence.
Well, efficiency is critical, and I love how they ran their offense and got quality shots out of their sets.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And Tobias Harris, a crusader for a cause that isn't talked about too much. He has a huge concern about sleep deprivation and the effects it has on athletes.
Yeah, you know what, Greg? While it's not talked about a lot, it is gaining ground in all kinds of circles, particularly in the world of sports, the whole sleep deprivation idea. And Harris is a guy who's conscientious and thoughtful. I love the fact that he's bringing this to his teammates' attention because it's critical. And he's certainly passionate about it. We'll see how much wind it gets with him speaking up on it. Good read from Tatum that time. Saw the defense had overcommitted and then made them pay with the sweet dime. Well done.
Pass to Harris. Pass to Embiid. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Jason Tatum.
And his scoring numbers have been going in the right direction these past few years. He's gotten better and better at handling what those opposing defenses are throwing his way and finding ways to get his points all over the floor.
And Thompson sends it back.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Yeah, you're right. Not one second chance bucket for the opposition. They're boxing out on every shot.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Celtics leading by 5. And the call will be against Harris. That's foul number 2 for him.
That's his second foul of the first quarter, and they may want to sit him for a while to avoid number 3.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Howard's checked in. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Walker kicks to Brown. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got 3 assists now in this one.
I think that's where Brown is at his best, guys. He's a muscular athlete who loves finishing strong through contact.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Live by the 3, die by the 3. If you're perimeter dependent, you don't really know game to game how it's going to go.
And, you know, I think the lack of success from the perimeter really did them in. They just couldn't get it going from there.
Now Simmons, 11 points for him in that last game against Denver.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Passes it to Thibault and taken away by Brown. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way and finished off by Brown.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now here's Simmons. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. Embiid finds Howard. Here's Thibault. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And you rarely see the vision and playmaking of Ben Simmons in someone that size. That you can put him up there with Magic, LeBron, and Penny Hardaway in terms of those taller playmakers.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Greg. I mean, he's unique, really unique and gifted in that regard. And with all great passers, there are a couple of things they do well. One is they see a play or two ahead. They anticipate and throw the ball where it should be going, anticipating that. And the other thing is the timing with which they make their passes. It's usually right at the right time, the opportune time for a teammate to score on the catch. I like his even-keeled demeanor, guys. You look at Ben Simmons, never too high or too low. He's got a quiet confidence about him that bodes well for his future.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2.
And what a factor Ben Simmons is on the floor. Does so much for this team in every facet of the game. He's a triple-double threat whenever he suits up.
Here's Walker. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. Outside Williams. Walker surveying the floor. 6 on the shot clock. From about 19 feet, misses off the right iron. And sometimes people forget just how young Ben Simmons is, Greg. This is just the beginning for him.
I mean, and that's what fans are missing about Simmons, his age. I mean, you can worry about his shot, but he has a long time to figure it out. He could end up having a Jason Kidd type of a career where he becomes a solid shooter later on.
Here's Williams. 76ers getting the bucket. Outside, Walker. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
You know, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Now here's Curry. 11 points last game. Embiid finds Curry. Bobbed up there for Embiid. Williams with the steal. Right side Tatum. Brown wide open. He fires. Cans it from downtown. Brown's got 12 in the game.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
And the 76ers call time here.
A serious talent when Robert Williams is healthy. He makes his presence felt. Has great length and lift off the floor. Defensively, he protects the rim and even blocks shots out on the perimeter.
Jabari Parker's checked in for the Celtics. The 76ers trail by 8. Here's Simmons. And the layup falls. Simmons got his second bucket.
You know, what touch from the Australian native, Ben Simmons. I mean, he's so good at staying under control even when facing physical contact.
And then offensively, Williams is mostly a rim runner at this point. But, Greg, there are signs that the jumper is coming along.
Yeah, you know, when he was drafted at the end of the first round, there was a lot of talk about rebuilding his shot mechanics. And that's still a work in progress. But where he's really impressed people is with his passing. He has terrific instincts for the game. And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now here's Embiid. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Curry with the 3. That shot off. And the Celtics going the other way now.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Evan Fournier's checked in for Tatum. And Smart subbed in for Kemba Walker. Then for the 76ers, Danny Green, he's checked in for Matisse Thybulle. Shake Milton comes in for Seth Curry. And George Hill's subbed in for Ben Simmons. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, who do you think's going to lead the pack there, Greg?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. And it's the 76ers with the ball after the basket by Boston. Embiid kicks to Hill to halt the run, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Really terrific work from Hill, angling his body perfectly on the shot and forcing the defense to act.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Celtics.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
First one falls for him.
And in my opinion, Hill is simply one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. While he's not that tall, he's got exceedingly long arms, and he does a great job using that length to dissuade passes and to challenge shots.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Luke Cornett comes in for Thompson, and it's Neesmith in for Brown. Both free throws good from Hill. And so it's Smart. He'll bring up the ball for the Celtics, leading by 12. They get it again. Outside Fournier. Back to Smart from deep. And the rebound goes to Howard. The 76ers trail by 12. And Green with the basket on the assist by Hill.
You know, that's what you want out of your point guard. Hill is really doing a nice job getting the ball from side to side and not hesitating at all in doing it.
Boston's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Smart against Hill. Parker outside, and there's the pass to Nesmith. Shot clock at 5. The 3. Rebounded by Howard. The 76ers have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. And stolen by Fournier. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game. Celtics leading by 10. Smart passes to Cornette. Here's Parker. Basket counts.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Philadelphia's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Hill left side. Embiid. Yep, that one goes in there.
You know, it's the muscle and size of Embiid that allow him to score through contact.
And how about the defensive impact Embiid has on the floor? He's a great rim protector who can swipe an errant pass every so often.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's just so big. He's mammoth. I mean, he's not only tall and long, he's deep, too. He's a thick guy. So he's an excellent rim protector, discourages inside attempts at a high rate, clogs up the paint. That length is a huge asset. And then his foot movement, his agility for a guy of his size is pretty impressive, too.
You know, Greg, we can all agree that Joel Embiid's a superstar in the league with this play, but you get the feeling he's the most criticized superstar in the league right now as well.
You know, pundits and fans have questioned his fitness, his fit, but at the end of the day, he does get it done, and the numbers speak for themselves. Embiid's an outspoken guy, which can invite a lot of criticism.
Boston leading by 9. For 3, Fournier. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now, here is Hill. He just could not put it together in that loss to Denver. Lobbed up there for Embiid.
Well, that shot was made possible by the work Dwight Howard did.
Boston's gone 4 of 8 on their three-point attempts, doing a lot of work from way outside here in the first quarter. Smart passes to Parker, and Embiid with the block.
That long reach of Embiid's is a real asset on defense. Covers a lot of territory and knows how to snuff out shooters.
1:21 left here in the opening quarter. That's tipped, and so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Here's Embiid. 35 points for him last game against Denver. 6 to shoot. Here's Korkmaz.
And guys, still early, but I'd like to see them crash the offensive glass.
Yeah, offensive rebound so valuable. You have to be careful not to give up fast break buckets the other way, but I think you always want to send somebody to the glass.
Now here's Green. Marcus Smart missing that last shot. Now here's Green. Pass to Korkmaz. Here's Embiid. And it's slammed in by Howard.
There are not many better on the offensive glass than Howard. He's a flat-out beast, especially if you don't box him out.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Cornette. Back to Smart. Out to Parker over Howard. And that one goes long. And here is Hill. Here's the floater. With the second effort, the first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Celtics lead by 10. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just a moment. And we spoke with Joel Embiid earlier. He hopes to set an example for those who want to follow in his footsteps.
Being from Africa, at the end of the day, you come here, you want to make an impact and, you know, share your story with everybody. And so you kind of pushes everybody back home in the whole continent to want to do the same thing.
Well said. Certainly, Greg Embiid puts himself front and center, willing to lead the cause on and off the floor.
And this is where his big personality helps. He has a larger-than-life quality that really just captivates people.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Harris and Embiid together in the middle. George Hill out there with Green, and it's Korkmaz in at the 3 slot. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good on the triple. And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They've led by as many as 14 points. Fournier gets a wide open look. Boston again missing. The 76ers trail by 8. On the wing, Green. It's back to Hill. Here's Embiid. Lays it up and banks it in. Embiid's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
From outside, off the mark. 76ers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Passes it to Harris. Here's Korkmaz. To the middle. It's picked off. Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Fournier into the lane. And that one, good. Fournier's got his second basket of the night.
And the tricky Fournier, never afraid to let the floater fly.
Hill with it. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Green, no luck. Here's Smart. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Hill. And not only is Smart one of the best defenders in the league, Greg, he's also one of the most versatile players in the NBA.
Kev, when you talk about players who can guard 1 through 5, it's usually referring to Kawhi, PG-13, or Giannis, but Smart at 6'4" has the strength, the anticipation, and the toughness to hold his own against anyone. It's remarkable.
And that one falls for Smart. In terms of acquiring the types of players you like, Greg, which front offices have you evaluated that really lead the way?
It's a great question. You know, I think coming off the dynasty, and if you ask Golden State, they'll tell you they're still in the midst of it. I think they do a terrific job. The Celtics are right at the top, too, though. Danny Ainge and Brad Stevens are in sync with what they do and how they develop players, but also how they find those diamonds in the rough. And let's give a shout out to Toronto with what they've done over the last 5 or 6 years. They've created a level of excellence there that has them on the same path as some of the best teams in our league.
A lot of good GMs out there. Danny Ainge of Boston, you talked about them, probably one of the best.
And he's got ideal position inside. I mean, Embiid goes right into the contact. He hunts it out.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. First free throw is good.
I tell you, Joel Embiid possesses remarkable talent. I mean, this big guy is graceful and strong. He's a real matchup problem for everybody.
The Celtics making a switch here. Thompson's checked in.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Brown dishes to Walker. Tatum on the wing. Tatum draws the double. On the wing, Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Boston again missing. The 76ers trail by 8. Simmons looking it over. To the inside. Embiid throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
Hey, once Embiid catches the hot hand now, he's looking to shoot it as much as he can.
He's made all 3 of his free throws so far.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And boy, I tell you what, he's really coming to his own this year. I mean, that is an enormous step up from what he shot at the line last season.
Hey, guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
Well, you look at Walker. He's gotten his share of votes, but there are still a lot of players in front of him.
And it's just been tough in the East this year. Kevin, so many guys are having huge seasons. Even getting near the top 10 is impressive.
And it seems like the anticipation just continues to build each year around this time of the season. Gonna be a fantastic weekend. Simmons against Walker. Simmons passes to Embiid. That one off the back iron and out. Celtics leading by 7. Brown feeling it out a bit. The kick out to Williams. The Celtics working the ball around now. Puts one up from 19. Tatum no good. And Embiid has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Curry finds Harris. Back to Curry. In the corner, Simmons with it. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And what patience from Simmons on offense. I mean, really skilled at making the defense get a little shaky when he has the ball.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And he's putting together a solid year at the free throw line. 79% overall.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
That's good from Simmons. He hits both from the stripe. Now Tatum. He's coming off a 19-point game against Indiana.
And you know what? In that last game, he was also all over the place on defense, mucking up the passing lanes and getting all kinds of steals, too.
Now here's Brown. It's a 5-point game. Shot clock at 6. Shoots the three. Tatum's shot is off. The 76ers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, if you can believe it, before Jaylen Brown went to the draft, one executive said the Cal Berkeley star was too smart. Brown says when athletes are also informative, it can intimidate. We get pushback for our outside interests. The whole shut up and dribble movement is big, and I'm a part of that movement. Guys?
Strong story, DA, there. Thanks. Now here's Simmons following the miss by Kemba Walker. Simmons dishes to Embiid. It's Curry outside. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against one make. Here's Brown. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Embiid. The 76ers trail by 5. And Curry the bucket on the assist by Embiid. Curry's got 5.
Hey, he's so good at running to the right spot at the right time in transition. Seth Curry, somebody you've got to have an eye on in the open court.
The Celtics shooting 43% from the field. Brown kicks to Thompson. And the pass to Williams. Embiid with the steal. Pass to Thibault. The tray. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Boy, he has put in some major work. He's earning his pay, for sure.
Embiid, no good. Celtics leading by 3. And Seth Curry is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Philadelphia. Howard comes in for Embiid, and it's Shake Milton in for Seth Curry. Here's Walker. 20 points for him last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
The 76ers trail by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Thibault on the wing. Just 5 on the clock. Harris outside. Over Thompson. The rebound by the Celtics. Here's Walker. He has 7. Thompson outside. Walker finds Brown. Boston needs to get off a shot. Fades back. Thompson misses.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now, here's Thompson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backboard.
And you can't help but see the impact Thompson has in the paint. On both ends of the floor, he's a rock planted near the rim. Very strong legs that help him get to so many of those rebounds.
And slammed in by Howard.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Here's Walker. He's got 10. The 3. No good on that one. Now the 76ers take it the other way. And with Thompson, as you said, Greg, once he's planted in the paint, good luck.
I mean, think about it. About 40% of his rebounds are on the offensive end. He just refuses to get moved or boxed out. Combine that with his hunger on that end of the floor, and you see why he's such a great rebounder.
Here's Walker. Tobias Harris picking up that last basket.
You know, for somebody who's not the biggest or strongest guy out there, Walker is not afraid to get it done inside. A lot of times he gets to the line because he's fearless in attacking the paint.
The Celtics shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, guys, they've taken a huge step forward at the free throw line this season.
Take a break. Take a break.
Especially when you compare it to last season. They're a completely different team in that area.
And the first one at the line is good. Greg, you were drafted 12th overall by the New York Knicks and then 2nd overall by the Grizzlies in the expansion draft. So you've had a very unique view of being in that position in 2 different settings.
Yeah, I mean, 2 very different cities, but really each beautiful in its own way. The New York draft, obviously coming out of college, that was like a dream come true to go and play for Pat Riley and then get the opportunity to go and be a part of a brand new team in a new country, if you will, was also a really cool experience as well.
I hope we can take a petition started by you and me to get the NBA back in Vancouver. I miss
and
going
Seattle,
to
right? Let's get back in both those cities.
Exactly. Here's Harris. And Boston with the rebound. Parker's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Fournier. Rebounded by Howard. Philadelphia's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. And he lays it straight in. Simmons got the game tied up here for the 76ers.
Outstanding focus that time by Simmons. Nothing really rattles this guy. He's unflappable, even when he's getting bodied by the defense like that.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Celtics. It's Fournier on the wing. Boston, no good that time either. And the 76ers with possession. They're on a 17-7 run. They get it back. Howard. That's tipped. And there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. George Hill's checked in for the 76ers. Now here's Walker. He's got 12. 1:53 left in the first half of the game. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
Yeah, he's got the kind of confidence where he feels like nobody can stop him. That's why Walker is so aggressive on offense, especially when he's rolling like this.
Now here is Harris. 26 points for him last game against Denver.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Second chance shot. Howard, the pass to Harris. Over Parker. Howard trying to free himself up. Harris misses. The Celtics with the lead. For 3, Fournier. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
The Celtics shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Here's Fournier. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Fournier's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And the quick release of Fournier. Man, he's so good at getting his shot off as soon as the pass reaches his hand.
Korkmaz passes to Hill. It's blocked. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. The shot's good from Fournier.
From the mid-range area, Fournier very, very gifted. As a pure shooter, he's as good as we have in the league.
Hill with it. Defended now by Fournier. Hilton the pass to Hill. To the paint. It's blocked. Right side Smart. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
For a guy who's still working on his range, love to see Smart attacking on the interior.
And here is Harris. Here's Milton. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. Kemba Walker firing on all cylinders for the Boston Celtics. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with head coach Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think was the main edge you had?
Well,
Well, I thought defensively we were a lot better, and then that led to some offense. But obviously, we're playing a bunch of skilled guys, and we're able to spread the floor, and that's helpful.
You have to make them work at both ends. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We saw Kemba Walker lighting it up in the first half. He had 14 points, 3 assists, and 1 rebound. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Celtics.
So good for Kemba. Looks really good in Boston. Fierce competitor, relentless, works hard for every bucket. Good luck checking that dude.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Philadelphia?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks for joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. What a game we're seeing from Kemba Walker.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Celtics leading by 8. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Jason Tatum is out there with Thompson. And it's Williams at the 5 down low. That's the Boston 5.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And they double up Simmons. Here's Thibault. Simmons. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Boy, that's a great effort from Simmons, guys. He might have point guard skills, and he's got plenty of those, but he can bang inside, too.
Outside Tatum. And easy 2 points on the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Outside for Curry. Drills it from outside. Curry's got 8 points.
He's gaining more and more confidence over time from deep. Seth Curry proving he's got touch from out there.
And the Celtics with possession here. Walker with it. He's got 16. Tatum drives in. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Tatum's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Now here's Embiid. 14 points for him. Drops in the tray. 7 points in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Simmons against Walker. Here's Williams. Good D by Embiid.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Here's Simmons. Tries again. Passes it to Thibault. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. 5 to shoot. The short one's on the money. And now just a 4-point Celtic lead.
A precision passer, Curry, also excellent at seeing his guys when they're open.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Tatum deciding where to go with it. He dishes it to Brown. Back to Tatum. Just 5 on the clock. And that one is good.
You know, guys, Tatum's ability to rise into his jump shot makes him hard to defend for just about all defenders.
And there's the pass to Harris. To the inside. Embiid, the pass to Harris. That one falls. Harris has got 5 points in the quarter.
There's no way you can minimize his concentration. Excellent focus in finding a way to score that time by Harris.
Celtics leading by 4. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Brown kicks to Tatum. Shot clock at 5.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
It's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. To the middle. Here's Williams. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That's on Ben Simmons.
And on top of the talent, the physical ability, Williams, just a coachable kid and really picks things up quickly.
The Celtics shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That's good from Williams. Neesmith, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. And the 76ers also making a change. Danny Green, he's checked in for Matisse Thybulle. The 76ers trail by 6. Down low. Right block shot, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
High basketball IQ on display from Curry there, making a quick pass.
The Celtics have gone 4-6 from the field since the start of the third. Walker dishes to Tatum. Pass to Williams. Now here's Neesmith. Guarded by Green. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. We have got to see that sensational mobile 1 block again.
Every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Six on the shot clock. That's in. He's 7 for 12 now in the game.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Outside, Simmons. Pass to Harris. Back to Simmons. Passes it to Curry. High post, Embiid. He's against Williams. Connects from 3-point range. Curry's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Philadelphia. Celtics leading by 3. Outside, Tatum. The pass to Brown. Here's Williams, and the rejection by Embiid. There's the lob for Harris. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You know, sometimes it's that simple. Just get it up in the air and let Harris do the rest of the work.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Parker's checked in for Neesmith. Fournier comes in for Brown. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Walker. Now here's Williams. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Fournier for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And they double up Embiid. Feeds it to Harris. Over Smart. Stolen by Smart. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Lets a floater go. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Harris. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
Back to Curry. Philadelphia moving the ball around for the lead. Yes, and the foul. That's on Evan Fournier.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the 76ers.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
That's good from Harris.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, Tobias Harris is a great scorer, and he's had multiple NBA stops, and I think you just have to simply say this guy has always been wanted.
Now here's Smart. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Boy, I think they've lost their intensity. I mean, the defensive pressure is lacking this half.
The 76ers have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've increased their percentage quite a bit since last season, guys.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Dwight Howard's checked in for Tobias Harris. And George Hill's subbed in for Ben Simmons. Free throw good, Curry.
And you know, for Curry, getting into the league has been a battle for Seth. I mean, he's more established and playing with more confidence now.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Parker passes to Williams. Parker dishes to Fournier. It's Fournier on the wing. Boston again missing.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
And there's the call on Curry. That's foul number 2 for him. Celtics trail by 5. Outside Williams. Now Smart. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
For Boston, they have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. Korkmaz, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Smart, no good on the free throw.
And some of what Smart gives this team doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, but he makes plays that help you win.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power. Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Tatum against Green. Pass to Fournier. Back to Tatum. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's the 76ers leading by 5. Curry fires from way outside. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Celtics shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Williams' shot is off. Philadelphia's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Smart finds Fournier to the right side. Outside, Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Here's Korkmaz. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. And they're really looking strong here.
Now here's Smart. 6 points for him. And the call will be against George Hill. That's foul number 2 for him. Harris is checked in for the 76ers. Shake Milton comes in for Seth Curry. Oh, Tatum in position. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Green with the ball. Now guarded by Smart. Here's Harris. The shot misses. Good D by Parker. Celtics trail by 7. On up the court. Williams kicks to Parker. Rebound by the 76ers. Howard's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Here's Milton. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. It's his first trip to the line. And he knocks down the first one.
You know, there's no question about it. Tatum's ceiling is really sky high. Now it's up to him to meet those huge expectations, and I think he will.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Celtics. And so Tatum nails them both. Philadelphia leading by 5. Here's Hill. Harris outside. It's back to Hill. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Hill's got the lead up to 7 now for the 76ers. Hill against Smart. The 3 from Tatum. Kept alive by Boston. Back to Smart. Here's Parker. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Parker's got 6.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Now here is Hill. Pass to Green. There's the dish to Harris. Lets the 3 fly. It's not going to go for him. And the Celtics going the other way now. And there's the bucket from Tatum.
I like the quality of shots Tatum takes. I mean, concentrates on taking good shots within his range. There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
It's stolen by Harris. They get a hand on it. Smart deciding where to go with it. Kept alive.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebound. And unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Now here is Hill. Pass to Green. It's back to Hill. There's the pass to Howard. Lock at 6. Now Milton. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Tatum. Kemba Walker's checked in for the Celtics. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Eibel's checked in. 44 seconds left to play here in the third.
And nothing fancy really about that play. That's just good old-fashioned hard-nosed basketball to get that one.
Outside Tatum. Here's Thompson. And that one good. He's got 7.
That's serving it up on a platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
And here is Hill. There's 18 seconds left here in the third quarter. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Tatum leading the charge. Smart misses. Here we go, one-on-one. Trying to get something going. Milton's shot is good.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. 76ers on top, leading by a point. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Yeah, platinum level dime dropping there, fellas. Accurate and on time.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Tobias Harris is out there with Matisse Thybulle. Then there's Howard. Then it's Shake Milton. And it's Hill in at the point. Now here's Milton. Inside. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And just an amazing shot fake there from Howard, effectively bringing the defender off the ground and just going right into the contact.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
And when you think of Howard, defense and rebounding immediately comes to mind. I mean, he knows his role and plays it pretty well.
Simmons checked in for George Hill.
Well, they should be looking at a 3-point lead. Hopefully for them, that miss won't cost them.
Now here's Walker. Thompson with it. Back to Walker. Shot clock at 6. Over Simmons. Walker's shot is off. And Simmons has got the ball here for the 76ers. A 2-point game. Lays it up off the glass. 13 points for Ben Simmons.
Boy, he's a real bully inside. I mean, you forget sometimes that Simmons is 6'9", 6'10", with nice touch. It's a nice combination near the basket.
Here's Tatum. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Harris has got 4 rebounds in this game. Outside, Simmons. Harris, right side. Shoots from the corner. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Walker against Simmons. Walker the pass to Tatum. But he recovers it. And Brown now atop the key. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession. And a look now at the Boston Celtics upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and they'll be hosting the Detroit Pistons.
And looking at this stretch for them, I think they should have no problem dispatching most of their opponents if they can avoid that pitfall of playing down to the level of the competition. But that's easier said than done.
Again, the miss by the Celtics. The 76ers leading by 6. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And Simmons kicks to Thybulle. Off target from outside.
And, you know, even though they're on top, they're winning. I mean, they could use more from him. Trying to shut the door on this one.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now, here's Howard. On the wing, Harris. Thibault on the wing. Here's Milton. Knocks down the 3 ball.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Celtics making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Curry comes in for Shake Milton. And Philadelphia has possession. Simmons passes to Embiid. Harris outside. And he makes good on the layup. Harris has got the lead up to 9 now for the 76ers.
You know, this has been a totally different half for him. He definitely looks more comfortable now, guys.
For Boston, they've gone just 1 of 6 in the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Curry against Brown. Back to Thompson. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Walker. And Philadelphia grabs the miss.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Simmons. Pass to Thibault. Now here's Embiid. He's guarded by Williams. Embiid kicks to Thibault. A 3 from Simmons. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Celtics trail by 9. Pass to Thompson. Back to Walker. The Celtics working the ball around now. Thompson outside. Here's Brown. Trying to get open is Thompson. And it's Brown missing. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Thibault. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here. Austin with the ball. Now Walker. Outside Fournier. Back to Walker. To end the cold streak.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Down low. Here's Thibault. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got 6 assists here tonight.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, I was able to listen in on what Brad Stevens was talking about with his players. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
Okay, David, thanks. Now, here's Fournier. 5 on the clock. The offensive rebound. The second chance effort. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Williams.
Yeah, hard trying to keep Williams off the boards. He makes it a mission to keep possessions alive.
Simmons against Walker. Stolen by Walker. Fournier trying to break loose. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got 20 points.
And, you know, Walker is really good at muscling his way through the defense. Tough to stop on the way up.
Curry with the bounce pass. Simmons with it. Williams picks him up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Simmons drops them both. Greg, your son's been drafted. You were drafted in the NBA. As you look back on the process that you went through and your son Cole has gone through, what are some of the flags? What are some of the things that stand out to you?
First and foremost, boy, how time flies. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, at least it feels like, that they were calling my name on draft night. But
91, right?
Yeah,
91.
You know, every stage of life, though, has its joys. And listen, to play the game I love and now see him playing it at this level, it's truly a blessing. And in his case, he probably loves it even more. You know, he didn't grow up the way I did. He grew up just with a true love and passion for the game. So it's humbling and obviously something that I take great pride in.
You were taken out of UNLV 1991, number 12 overall. I remember it like it was yesterday. Here's Walker after the Sixers pick up 2. Passes to Brown. Back to Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From past the arc. Doesn't go for him.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Harris against Brown. Harris's shot is off.
That's a rare miss for him inside. He may have just rushed it a bit, maybe lost concentration too.
That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Kemba Walker.
Boy, Brown, not just a super athlete, folks, but he's got excellent skills as well. A tremendous floor general.
Deflects the pass. And finished off by Brown.
Just awesome speed from Brown. Blasting off towards the bucket and slamming it down.
Now the pass to Thibault. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Evan Fournier.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
And Clark, how about the 20th pick back in that 2019 draft? Matisse Thybulle, fantastic defensive specialist who has an evolving offensive presence as well.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. His defense is really outstanding and NBA ready from the day he got into the league. He'll improve on offense. You know that. He'll work at it, and he'll get better. I think he has tremendous instincts on and off the ball. Great length and speed and athleticism. He's a terror defensively.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. To the middle. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Kemba Walker.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The reach of Williams is outstanding. He uses it to perfection to deny shooters.
And it's Brown missing.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their league. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Another miss by Philadelphia.
Boy, great effort on defense there against a guy who typically makes that.
That's a 2-pointer from Walker. No good on that one. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Simmons inside. Guarded by Walker and slam dunk by Harris.
Boy, he sure is a talented combo forward with terrific feel for the game. Harris can score in bunches.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And he's provided them with a major mismatch on that low block tonight. That they've been able to lean on his scoring in the paint. And if nothing else has worked, he's given them a reliable option on every possession.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. Celtics trail by 9. Up top, Walker. Guarded by Simmons. Walker against Simmons. Fires the 3. They get the rebound. And another shot. The shot by Williams, no good.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Curry passes to Thibault. Here's Harris. He's guarded by Williams. Harris inside, working on Williams. Harris missing again. Boston shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. That one goes. Count it.
Boy, set him up nicely that time, guys. And Tatum, like most players, shoots better off a good pass.
Brown against Simmons. Now here's Embiid. Tight defense on him. Thibault finds Curry. 76ers moving the ball around. A nice shot by Embiid.
You give Embiid these looks and he won't turn them down, and he'll make a good percentage of them.
1:43 left in the game. Celtics trail by 9. Here's Walker. Here's Williams. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Just such a physical player. Williams has no off switch, which is how he gets these calls.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 8. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Now here's Simmons. We've got 1:23 left to play in the final quarter. Embiid kicks to Curry. Back to Embiid. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Simmons. On the wing, Harris. Over Thompson. Harris misses. Celtics trail by 7.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Pass to Thibault. Dishes it to Harris. Curry deciding where to go with it. Step back and squared up.
And you know what? Sometimes you just can't stop Seth Curry. This guy is a solid scorer and a crafty one-on-one player.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Walker, and right through it goes.
You know, the defense has to be better. I mean, you can't give up that look.
And so Curry will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They've led by as many as 11 points. So the 76ers win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Joel, in the past, you've had some critics, and you haven't run away from that. So what are you looking to prove out there?
Just being dominant, so I want, every time people hear my name, I want them to know that I'm a dominant player.
That was certainly the case tonight, man. Congratulations. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.